What's going on, people? So I just finished unboxing some Marvel Masterpiece XL blaster boxes a second ago. Did 3 of those. That's what this little stack is right here. I don't think there's anything that really stood out in there because, that's kind of how that works. And these right here, I was talking about these last night during a live unboxing on the YouTubes. So these are some stuff this is some stuff I bought from eBay. A couple of these from one person. This person sent these in these little plastic sleeves, which was very welcome. Unfortunately, they sent me like the wrong Kazar. They were supposed to send me like the basic one, without all the words on it. Well, that one has the words on it too, but they're supposed to send me the basic one like these. They didn't, minor mistake, it happens. So just waiting to hear back from him and see how he wants to deal with that. But all in all, I'm pretty close to being done with this here set, right? So I got 3 boxes of hobby boxes to get through. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Just did a Transformers video that took forever, and I don't even like those cards that much, which made it worse. All right, let's see what we got going on here with box number 1. Now, as I was just saying, like you have the what if style boxes cards, and you have the standard base set, right? So for me, since I've bought so many of these, I'm just about to the point of having a full set for both, right? I want to say I think I need like 7 from the what ifs and maybe 6 from the from the standards, something like that. So not a whole lot, right? Pretty close, but it's also one of those things where it's like, okay, now we're getting down to like how many of these things do I really need to buy as far as boxes like this. So there you go, there's that gold one, so that's something. Got a little canvas action going on over here. I've seen more canvas Daredevils than I've seen of like standard Daredevils. He's one of those ones that's like not as easy to get, right? Because the way they've done this, and I was talking about this before, so imagine say like every 10 cards or so from the base set, which is 1 through 100 minus 4 cards that they didn't do. So the first 10 or whatever, that might be say like 1 out of 4, right? So they're common. Then you get to like the next 10 and it's like, okay, maybe still 1 out of 4. But as it goes up through like the sets, it gets up to like being like 1 out of 15 as far as how many packs you have to open to get to possibly find that one. So of course a lot of the ones that I need are going to be in like that higher range, which means I'd have to buy, well, say I'd have to open 15 packs or whatever if I want to get Wolverine, which is, that's a lot to do, right? Because these things aren't cheap. Hey, here's one of those hollow foils. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, hollow foil. And someone was telling me like about these, like they're not because when I looked at them, okay, 5 of 17, that's cool, right? But no, there's like 17 cards of that style. That's just one of them. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense, right? Because for me to have seen as many like of 17s, it just didn't seem right mathematically. But when I'm buying these cards, I don't really know a whole lot about them, to be honest. Like, I just like collecting cards. I was into it when I was younger, and I'm still into it now that I've like realized that they're still making them. They're not as easy to come by. Like, I can't just go to Atomic Comics and pick up packs like I did back in the 90s. But they're at least out there, so that's good enough, just knowing that they exist and that I can just order them online, so that's cool. So I've been doing that, getting into things, just kind of buying them, opening up the packs, see what's in there. I'll be hopefully opening up some X-Men 97 Topps cards in a couple weeks, depending on how things work out with that. We'll see. They went up for sale not too long ago. Things did not go great, but the wide release is coming on the 26th, so hopefully that goes pretty well. A little Warlock action, Psylocke, big fan of the Psylocke. This is one of those cards I don't see very often. Angel? I don't know what the deal is, like why they did it the way they did it, as far as which cards are the rare ones. I get it, it makes you want to, buy more so you can get the things and stuff, but I would also like to I like how the 92s were just all the same, So this is going to be one of those battle spectrums. Because those, and then, hey, here's this guy by himself. Because those, if you're looking for a card, it's like, you have the same amount of chance of getting card number 1 as you do of card number 100 in a base set or in a standard pack, right? Which is a cool thing. This time around, they're just not doing that. I get it, you know? Drive up the interest, right? Though the thing that sucks is like Marvel isn't going to see any of this money. Upper Deck isn't going to see any of this money. Oh, Daredevil is also one of those rare ones, right? He's one of those guys you don't see very often. And I think Silver Surfer might be as well. But yeah, so it's crazy. Like, they make these things limited, and it's not like they see any of these extra dollars out of it. No, they just go to some random dude on eBay, which sucks, right? Because a lot of people buy these things up, they find what is in there that's of value, and then they just kind of raise that value up just a little bit more so that they can get something out of it. It's a thing people like to do, you know, I understand it, right? I just don't like it. But everybody's got their way of making money. Me, I just go to work because it's easy and doesn't interfere with messing up anybody's life and such, right? As far as making them spend more money on things. So that's just, you know, that's just me. And I think I got one of these in another pack. I'm going to have to go back and look. I don't know. What does this say? 85 of 99? I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar. But the card looks familiar. And then Tiger Shark. All right. Over to box number 2. We are getting through this. Where's that knife? Yeah, getting through this thing relatively smooth. Because again, I did that Transformers box first. Because that was like the warm-up. I'm like, okay, if I can do this, everything else will be smooth sailing. And so far, I was right. Okay. Let's see, get that here. But yeah, hopefully, so far I haven't seen any of the cards that I'm looking for, right? I don't know if you've been watching along and looking for the cards that I need as well. Yeah, you haven't missed them. They just haven't happened. All right. Let's see what we have here. Star-Lord, multiple. I do like Multiple Man, but I mean, oh, that was not quite focused, I don't think. Multiple Man. Hey, Magneto. Don't see a lot of Magneto either. It's a pretty cool one though. So yeah, that's the thing that sucks. It's like, I like opening these things. It's fun seeing, like, you know, every now and then you get something special. But after a certain point, you got to make a financial decision. Like, just because you can buy it doesn't mean you should buy it, right? I think we've all been there. And that's where I am right about now. Move these over just a little bit. Got Black Panther. Then again, a lot of these things have been shown on here. And I know there are a few people that have been watching all of these videos that I've put up. And I do appreciate that, right? Because, I mean, I take the time to make them. It's nice that people take the time to watch them. But I get if it's a lot and you don't want to, because it is a lot, you know, and there's other stuff to do, you know. Most people have like real lives. I get that. Not saying you don't. If you're watching this, you know, don't take too much offense to it. But I mean, there's also a possibility that I'm right though, right? Let's not rule that out either. But feel free to comment down below. Let me know what your life setup is like, you know. Maybe you're like me and you don't have a whole lot of responsibility and you can just kind of do whatever you want to all day, every day. It's kind of nice, honestly. But I feel like in some ways, like, I should reevaluate things. And like, maybe I should start being more of an adult. I don't know, man. Instead of sitting around just kind of doing what I'm doing now. But it is entertaining. It keeps me entertained. Gives me something to do, right? And from what I hear of some of my friends, like, that have the more adult lives, that in itself is freaking expensive, you know, having like the wife and the kids and all that stuff. What is this? This is an Epic Purple, so 179 of 199. But yeah, so that sounds like a lot, you know. And Doctor Doom. Speaking of Doctor Doom, not exactly related. Yesterday, I saw Captain America: Brave New World. They did show a Fantastic Four trailer before that, which is kind of where this comes back to mind, which looked weird. The Fantastic Four trailer, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I'm leaning towards not so great. But I'll hold my judgment until I see more about it. Anyways, Captain America: Brave New World. We'll talk about that for a minute since I got nothing else going on. I never know what I'm going to talk about when I'm doing these unboxings. I just sit down, turn the camera on, and just hope it all works out okay. So, decent movie, right? Right off the top, I will just tell you this. I enjoyed it. I don't know what the reviews are looking like, because I don't really look into reviews at all for anything. I just kind of go in there, see what happens, and move on about my day. So, it's a story, but like, obviously they got to get some new people in there. I feel like these cars are a little more rare than that would make me think I wouldn't see so many of them, these epic purples, but that's two in the same like box, I think. But anyway, so yeah, I'm watching it. They're introducing some new characters and all that. Obviously, like new villains, because that's the thing that you need to do. You got to keep an open mind with some of that stuff, to see where it's going and think about some of the possibilities. But all in all, like, I thought it was pretty good. The action is always on par with what you would expect from those movies. Some of them just don't have as much as others, just Marvel MCU movies in general, right? So I couldn't complain about that. The actors themselves did a pretty good job. Like the leader dude, like that was, I mean, looking at him was not my favorite thing to do, but the way they portrayed his character, I can't speak on comic book accuracy, but I was a fan of it because just the way he was handling things and just the way he was living his life out there. What is that? Oh, this next card really caught my attention. So that is something. Look at that. It's got like Thor, and then there's the Hulk, and oh, there he is. There's Iron Man in there. Oh, Captain America's in there too. Huh. What do you know? And okay, what is? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening there. So this is a Mirage Avengers 1 of 9. Okay, so that's something. Yeah, check that out. But moving on. So then there's Craven. Which is like, when I say that, I'm thinking about like going back to like talking about movies, like that Craven movie. That was something too. But anyway, so yeah, the movie, like leader dude, he was good. I'm curious to see like where things are going from there, like who's gonna be on this next Avengers team. There's a lot of, I just got one of these, and I was just talking about that. I was also just talking about how I need a basic Wolverine, and I just can't do it. I just can't get one, right? But it's something. It's something, right? It's better than a basic one because it's, the hollow foil, sure. But I'm trying to complete this set, man. So yeah, I was watching it. I was entertained by the whole thing. Looking forward to seeing like where things go from there. And then past that, like I can't think of what the next movie is. I guess it's Thunderbolts, right? That one looks like, I don't know what they're going to be doing in it as far as like how it's going to relate to the other movies, but just as a movie in general, it just looks entertaining. All right, this is the last box. You probably saw that though. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I am. It looks like it should be pretty good as far as like the action goes, and not that I go to these movies to be entertained like comedically or whatever. Comically entertained? I don't know what word I'm supposed to use there. I'm not looking for that comedic entertainment all the time, right? But sometimes with certain characters it makes sense. Why is this thing being all dumb? If this was like Ant-Man, sure, like comic relief, that's kind of his thing. But like certain other characters, I don't know. But this one, this little bunch they have, it seems like they have enough different personalities in there that it'll make sense if there's some funny parts in there. Because, for one, just like two people interacting with each other, if their personalities are different. But also the Red Guardian guy looks like he's just there for a good time too. So, I don't know, we'll see what happens with it. I think that's in like a couple months though, so it won't be anything too soon. But I will go back to this Craven thing that I was talking about a minute ago. Hey, here's a Khazar. This is what that guy was supposed to send me. So I guess now I have that. But so like number 15? Yeah, number 15. So yeah, the Craven movie, I'll go talk about that for a minute because like that was the thing. Now, I know that like everybody kind of seemed like they hated it and stuff. I didn't like certain things about it, but overall, as a Craven fan, I might have a slight bias, right? So I'm going to put that out there up front. But I was into it. I didn't care for the chameleon character. He was just a little weird. I get they have their own creative control, so they just kind of change things however they want to change them sometimes. So that was something that I was like, I don't know about that. But I liked the character, and I was curious to see like where he would be going from there, you know? 'Cause they were talking about like some of the other stuff, you know, kind of alluding to certain things. Moon Knight versus Bushman. That is, look at that. That's that dude is not well. And this is a battle spectrum. But yeah, so I was curious to see like where they go from there, what they do with these characters, and what kind of universe they decide to build. But then, because the movie was, well, they've had a trail of bad movies. I feel like if Madam Web and some of those other ones had been like okay, people would have gone into this with a more open mind. But hey, man, it is what it is. And check that out, Captain America. I do not care for Captain America, but this is a card that I've been needing, and of course it's a gold one. So that's kind of a slap in the face because I want like a basic one. You know what I'm saying? Much like that Wolverine I got a minute ago. I'm not gonna say I don't appreciate getting these because I know some people's gonna be like, "Oh, you don't appreciate this." Like that's a thing that people do. And you are partially correct. I don't appreciate it as much as I should because in this moment, I want what I want, right? That's how life is. Sometimes you're given something and it's fine, it's cool, pretty all right maybe, but it may not be exactly what you were looking for. You just can't really complain or be too mad about it because at the end of the day, it's a minor thing. And that's kind of where I am right now with this Captain America thing, right? Because it being gold, not really going to notice that a whole lot different from it being silver, and if you're looking at these quickly, which I often do. But it'll be in the back of my mind knowing that I spent so much money on these cards today and I got some cool stuff, right? Like, you know, got some of these purple ones, right? But I didn't get anything so much that I needed to complete like the basic stuff. I did get that Khazar, right? So I don't know what that dude is gonna do, like, since he sent me the wrong one. Because now that I have it, I care less. But I did pay for something that I didn't get. So in that way, it's kind of a problem in a way, you know? So maybe he'll give me like some kind of refund, or maybe he'll send me like the card that he didn't send me. I don't know. But we'll talk it out and we'll figure it out, and I'll give you some sort of update at some point as to how that whole thing went. If you care anyways, it'll probably be in some future video, because eventually I do plan to do like a full set video of this, right? That's the goal. Hey, here's a gold Quicksilver. Check that out. He's one of those other ones that it took me a while to find one of. But I don't know. We'll see. It's not a big deal. Again, like, it's like the biggest thing going on in my life right now, I guess, which is almost sad to say because it very much doesn't matter. But again, that's just kind of how I'm living over here. So, got, what's his name? The Frankenstein's monster, right? Yeah. Okay, got a hollow foil of Spider-Man, right? So that's always welcome. So he was number one of that grouping. So that's something. And then Nightcrawler. So that's that. So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'm going to have to go through these things, sort them all out, see what's what. There were some cool things in here, so give this a quick recap at the end. And that way, if you don't want to watch the full 10-ish minutes of this, you don't have to. You can just skip to the very end and see the main parts. So there's that. Later, people. Okay, so starting with the standard type cards or whatever that I got out of the hobby boxes that I actually were helpful. So right off the top, I'll tell you this. I got, about 6 from the standard and 3 from the what if that I need to complete the individual sets. So that puts me at 17 more to go for the standard designs, right? And 21 to go for the what if designs. So there's that for you. That's your little update. And so these are the ones that I got out of this box that I didn't have before. Some pretty cool ones, right? But I think some of them, well, not Wolfman, I've seen that a lot, or Werewolf by Night, but some of these are kind of cool, but also some of these I've seen multiple times, right? Don't see a lot of Ghost Rider though. So that's what happened with that. Things are looking good. The hobby boxes put me a little ahead as far as what I was looking for, so yay for that. And now these right here are the actual special type cards that people would really care to see. So starting with this one, I'm gonna should have moved some of this stuff earlier. So starting with that one there, that's I forget what they call it, some kind of hologrammy type something. Mirage, I was not close. Mirage Avengers, so that's what that one is, right? But yeah, so that was pretty cool. It's got a lot of stuff happening in there. Maybe if I move it real slow, like, you can kind of catch that. I don't know. I'm not doing a great job of it, There's Captain America, Iron Man, if you bring it down a little more. And then as far as like the hollow foils, right? Spider-Man was in there. Wolverine, I really wish this was like a basic Wolverine, even if it was like the what if one, just so I could have a little bit more progress on the basic sets that I'm trying to complete. Then you got Iron Man over here, a couple canvas cards. There's always a couple canvas cards, which I do like. I really thought these were like more limited at first, because I think some other set that I bought, they were more limited. The Battle Spectrum gems, right? I'm still feeling like I do have this, but I'm going to have to go back through some things and double check that. Battle Spectrum here. And also here, again, like, look at that guy, man. He needs to get help. And it's not coming from Moon Knight, that's for sure. Okay, moving along, you got Captain America and Iron Man, another one of those styles. The Epic Purple, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Epic Purple, right? So this guy, Gore the God Butcher, and then what's her name? The Goblin Queen. So that's that. And also the Green Goblin. So I wonder if they really hang out much. They seem like they'd have some stuff in common. And then closing things out with a couple of these, just like the standard gold plated, not gold plated, the standard gold foil cards or whatever. Again, Daredevil's one you don't see a whole lot. Much like that Wolverine, I wish this Captain America was a little more basic so I could, have some progress on the set. But it is what it is. And then the rest of these are ones that I have definitely shown here multiple times. So I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of breeze through those. And there's a lot of these things. So, and like I said before, they kind of range as far as like the limited number and all that good stuff. If you care to know which ones were limited to what numbers, you can ask me. I'll let you know. But I meant to say it and I forgot. And then I was thinking about it, like, who even cares about that? So if you care, if you're one of those people, make it known and I'll get you an answer. But otherwise, they tend to sit between 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000. And closing out. So there you go. I've made some good progress. So still got, roughly altogether about 40 more cards to go. So there you go. Later, people.